Wow. Now, what do we think of that first act finale? Isn't that something? I think it's possibly the greatest ensemble that Rossini ever wrote. The invention that's there and the great fun that he put it all together like that. Remember, there's an awful lot of people singing there, and it's all coming out in this incredible fugue, and everybody's having such a good time. It's hard to sing, hard to learn, but a lot of fun. The music, sometimes it's overlooked what's in there beyond the flashy stuff, because Rossini wrote some of the most gorgeous melodies that were ever written. Perhaps maybe Bellini outdid him here and there, but Rossini was a great melodic writer. And I think once people get past the initial excitement of the bravura singing, then perhaps they can sit down and listen to these gorgeous melodies that are passing by. The part of Isabella is musically so rich because not only does she have two extraordinary duets to sing, certainly the O Che Muso is one of the funniest and greatest things that Rossini ever wrote, plus all of the various ensembles of quartets, quintets, etc., but she has these three fabulous and very different arias. The first one, Cruda Sorte, Cruel Fate, is this Isabella who's terrified and is praying to God, and Lindoro, what have you gotten me into? And then figuring out the situation and say, I'll have to take it in hand, and a lot of her wit comes through. Then, Per lui che adoro, there's this absolutely luscious melody that he wrote, which is, again, this double entendre. She is singing for him that I love to Lindoro, but Mustafa thinks it's being sung to him. But all the time in this comic situation is this simply gorgeous melody that Rossini gives Isabella to sing. And then comes the whopper at the end, Pensa alla Patria, where she really has to bring out all of her guns and have all of that. She has to have the fear and the courage and the tenderness and the quietness, and then the absolute brilliant bravura. And that's the one reason why I probably don't have more fun than I do, because I know that no matter what happens, I still have Pensa alla Patria to sing at the end. Isabella could be an extension of my own personality. At this point, I don't know where she leaves off and I begin, because there's a lot of Isabella in me, and I like to think there's a lot of me in Isabella. And the character comes easily to me. Let's face it, one either has a comic flair or one doesn't. It's not something that I think can be trained. I think you're born with a certain kind of comic timing or not. And I happen to like jokes. And I like to be funny, and I like to make the audience laugh. I like all of that. And on the other hand, I like to turn Isabella around and have her be this very tender, feminine, curvy, wonderful lady who adores Lindoro, the tenor. So Isabella offers all those things, and then she offers that great, courageous part of her that's going to lead these people back to Italy. She's almost like Carrie Nation out there, you know. It's a combination of all those wonderful ladies who led the suffragettes. Isabella is extremely Italian. I don't need to say that, obviously, the title is the Italian girl in Algiers, but the Italian woman in Algiers, but I think it helps that I've spent a lot of time in Italy and observed Italian women, and have enjoyed the flavor of the language and everything that goes into this kind of a part. And what can I say? It's champagne. It just bubbles all the time. Rossini has what can I say? He's made the difference, I think, in a wonderful career to a fabulous career. And the fact that, well, that I've sung some operas that I didn't even know existed when I started out, the fact that my first big success in New York came in Semiramide, not singing the role of Semiramide, and the only two things I knew were the overture and Bel Raggio Lusinghier, and I wasn't singing any of that. I mean, it just is an extraordinary happenstance in my life that Rossini's time had come again to be revived, and I was the right lady in the right place who could do it. It's really the roll of the dice, I think.